Hello Cancer, welcome to your birthday. Happy birthday. It's your solar return month, Cancer season. We always love Cancer season, especially if you have water in your chart. It's always a nice time to reflect and to be internal and to feel things through. I am in beautiful Montenegro for the next 5 weeks, so I'm super happy to kind of try to share this view with you. I know the lighting's always not the best, but the ocean and the mountains, what more could I ask for? So I'm here in this beautiful place and I'm feeling really connected. I did a very deep meditation before I did your reading as well, and it got emotional, I'm not gonna lie. It definitely got emotional. And some of the energies that you're going to be experiencing are kind of an amplification of what you've already been experiencing, because we have Saturn and Pluto coming across your natal suns or your natal moons or your natal ascendants, and that's going to cause that causes a lot of depth, a lot of change, a lot of transformative qualities. A lot of your egos are being reinvented, all these kinds of things. And as the sun continues back, you're going to have more of that. That's not going to go away. The depth of a Mars retrograde in the 8th house. Mars likes to be in the 8th house because it's naturally ruled by Scorpio. 8th house is naturally ruled by Scorpio. And so we have the Mars quality in a place of the sky that has a lot to do with the depth of your soul and the depths of your psyche, excuse me. So now is a time to really reflect, and love is going to be on the docket. And I don't mean romantic love, guys. I mean love of the universe. I mean love of everything. Love and light. That's why we say love and light, right? Because the universe is made from love and light. And you're going to come in contact with what that really means for you. There's a cute little spider over there. He's coming to say hi. You're going to come in contact with what that means for you, and come in contact with how to really achieve this kind of love and how to live your life according to this kind of love. And you will be tested and you will be tried. And there will be someone that comes into your life, or someone that's already in your life, that is going to push your boundaries a little bit. But the more and more you can grab hold of it and you can do what you know you need to do, the easier this is going to be. And with Venus coming into Virgo, it's now a time to put your head down, do what you know you need to do, really hold yourself up to those incredibly high standards of yours, and just go. Okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, happy birthday, and I will see you next month. Bye. Good morning, Cancer. How are you? Welcome to your July readings, finally. I'm starting this video at exactly 9:11 a.m. And I'm in a very emotional place, which I think is fitting for you. Emotional because I just did a very intense meditation, and sometimes you get so overwhelmed with feelings of unconditional love, like from the universe, that it has nowhere to go or no way to process except out your eyeballs. And so, I don't know, I felt like, you know what, now's the time. I think I'm ready. It's been kind of a hard week for me, just being around some pretty low vibrational people, and now it's time to really get serious and really connect, as I've had several days to kind of raise my own vibrations. So, okay, here we go. Cancer, as I was thinking about you, there is this message of love no matter what. I think that's what I'm going to title the video. There's some tough stuff happening, no doubt, in the sky for all of us. We've got a Mars retrograde and all of that. There seems to be someone who's lacking. A Knight of Pentacles in the reversal can indicate, I feel like maybe this is in some ways your own energy as well. It's kind of like a reflective quality happening here. There's a part of you that wants to hold back. And in some ways that's advisable with the Mars retrograde. There's a part of you that doesn't want to give. There's a part of you that doesn't want to invest time, energy, money, emotion, anything. There's a hermit quality here. Some of you may be feeling a little bit afraid to put yourself out there in a real way, whether romantically or otherwise. There's kind of this sense of, you know what, I'm just going to stay in. I'm just going to stay in. I'm just going to do kind of what I feel I need to do right now. There might even be a tendency to put your head into your work and even get lost in the mundane, because emotions could be quite heavy for you. You know, we've got a Sun opposing Saturn in Capricorn, and then eventually Sun opposing Pluto in Capricorn, in Capricorn as well. And that can be draining. It can draw on your resources. And with Jupiter going direct in Scorpio, a fellow water sign, there's going to be a desire for progress, spiritual progress more specifically. And so relationships and connections and worldly things seem to lose their importance. But yet you still struggle with this extreme nurturing quality that you possess, as seen here with the Empress. And there's very much a caring about someone. There's very much a motherly or fatherly desire to be there. And it's a balance. It's a very fine balance. It's a very fine line between doing what you feel you need to do on a spiritual level and still existing in the world in a physical way. Still going to work, still making money, still doing what you need to do, still taking care of your friends, your significant others, your family members. Because the sun is in your sign, of course, the highlight is on you. People are looking to you. They are drawing resources from you, drawing energy from you, the way we do the sun on a day-to-day basis. So you are, in a way, needing to step up to the plate. And so I feel like you are going to be somewhat torn within your own duality this month. You are going to feel confused about where you really need to be. You're going to feel, I think, some form of stress, but not so much in a negative way. This is the power of our minds coming to the docket, and the power of our own ability to control our emotions, because this could make you put you in somewhat of an emotional place, especially if you are feeling a need or a desire to care for someone that might not necessarily be reciprocating. Okay, this could be, especially if this is a significant other, this is a really kind of a frustrating energy to possess, because he's obviously clearly looking in the opposite direction, and the reciprocity is not necessarily there. Although this is a good person, okay, clearly he's upright, although he is self-possessed and he is independent and all of this, there's always, with the King of Cups, there's always like a void. And there's always like a sense of grasping. I would say this with the King of Swords as well. And people who have King of Cups in their lives, there's always this like, I want to know more, I want to know more, I want to know more. But this person has depths that are incomprehensible to most people. It has many, many layers. And be careful of your own desire to nurture so much and to care so much. Care enough, if you love this person, if you care for them, care enough, but please take advantage of the desire to kind of withdraw. Take advantage of the desire to do your own thing. to take care of your own business, because there can be a little bit of disappointment here. And we don't need to see you getting disappointed in any way, shape, or form. We want to see you thriving. It's your season. You deserve to be in the spotlight, It only comes around once a year, your solar return. You got to take advantage of that recharged battery. Focus on your spirituality. Focus on the direction of your soul. Focus on your life purpose, and focus on aligning yourself with the things that make your soul truly happy. If this person is pushing you away energetically, I suspect it's only energetically. It's very much operating in an undercurrent. It's not as though this person is going to come out and say anything. It's like you're going to get a sense that they just want to be alone, so just leave them alone. Plain and simple. Don't worry about it. It's not your responsibility, You are your responsibility. They are on their own soul's journey, and you are also on your own soul's journey, so you need to take care of that. Ace of Swords. Always a powerful indication of truth. Truth coming out, truth becoming apparent, knowledge coming to the forefront of our minds. These are both very much cards of wisdom. And there's always good luck on the other side of an Ace of Swords. It can be sharp, it can be painful. Truth hurts sometimes, but the good thing about truth is that it is unbiased. It is what it is. You might need to be truthful to yourself, and you might need to be truthful toward this person, and in some ways, this person may be truthful toward you as well. Again, it won't be spoken word. It will be energetic. Because you are the only sign of the zodiac that is ruled by the moon, your intuition is so on point just by nature. That's like your gift. It's just this sense of knowing. So if you feel something, please pay attention to that. Feelings and I think I said this last month, right? Or the month before. Cancer has this rap for being emotional. And yes, you are. But like that emotion is your power. It's not this weepy, wimpy, whiny, crying all the time. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. Unfortunately, that's how people stereotype you. But that emotion and that feeling is your indication of what's going on. And so use it. Use it to come to points of truth. Use it to understand what's really happening, because you're highly intuitive. And intuition is meant to be used. It is a form of truth. That's why tarot card readers can read cards for people that they've never met before. They have no idea what they look like or where they live, because we're tapping into that intuition. And it is truthful. So be honest with yourself. That's sometimes the hardest thing. Being honest about what you need, being honest about where you're headed, being honest about where your life is at. This is an opportunity for you to change your life. If you're not happy with your life, now you can change it. Now you can direct it in other areas. You can focus on things that truly matter. This is an image of a pregnant woman. And while it is a card of Venus, we often say Libra and Taurus, okay? I often throw Virgo in there as well. But it's very much a beautiful card for Cancer, because Cancer is the womb. It is the mother. It is the home. It is the emotional security which a pregnant woman provides for her child. And so sometimes you need to do that for yourself. Sometimes you need to nurture yourself. You need to care for your own spirit. There was this, I forget where I heard this, but I've kind of incorporated this into my day-to-day sort of meditations. You don't have a soul. You are a soul. And when you start to really kind of think of it that way, you start to operate and ask yourself, is this good for my soul? You'd be surprised at how many things, if you're not living a happy life, you'd be surprised at how many things you'd be like, no, this isn't good for my soul. And once you're honest about that, you start to break free from it. You start to redefine what's good. You start to redefine the meaning and the motivations behind your actions. You've got tough transits happening, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Sun opposing Saturn, Sun opposing Pluto. Yes, it's your birthday. Happy, happy birthday and all that good stuff. And that's amazing and enjoy. But you do have work to do. There is going to be a revision to yourself. Sun opposing Pluto, it's going to really put you in contact with your true depths. It's going to put you in contact with a revised version of self. It's going to pierce your ego. Sun represents the ego. Pluto represents the destroyer. Sometimes our ego needs to be destroyed so that we can be living a more authentic life. Well, what did I just say? 2 cards of Scorpio, guys. Scorpio energies are on the docket for you 100%. Not only do we have Jupiter going direct later on in the month, what day? July 10th, not later on, early on in the month, July 10th, we have Pluto opposition, okay? And we have the Neptune in Pisces. Sun is going to be trining Neptune and Jupiter. We're going to have this water trine going on. It's all in the feels right now. And when we talk about transformation, you know, sometimes we can roll our eyes and be like, oh God, like please again, another transformation. What the thing we all must really truly understand is transformation is a forever process. Even from before this lifetime, it's continual, it's ongoing. There is constant birth, death, and rebirth. It never, never ends. Here we have death, here we have rebirth. It never ends, guys. And so don't roll your eyes and get annoyed when we talk about a new beginning, because a new beginning happens every single second of every single day. And here's your opportunity to align yourself with what is good and what is just and what is right. Now, I don't think this person is necessarily mistreating you, but if it is kind of an energetic vampire that you're dealing with, it's time to break free from that and just wash your hands of it and say, it's not good for my soul. It's not what my soul needs to ascend. It's not what my soul needs to raise my vibration. It's not what my soul needs to come to a greater understanding of what true love and compassion actually is. I'm here in Montenegro, and I cannot tell you how many butterflies I have been seeing. And I talked about this in my weekly bump that I did last Friday. Man, butterflies all over the place. And I knew, as I was walking around, I knew that Death card was going to come out, and it did. Maybe that was a self-fulfilling prophecy, I don't know. But there's no, it was such a in-your-face sign for me that it's the positive side of Scorpio. It's the rebirth side of Scorpio. The wings, the butterflies that have already emerged from the cocoons. We are butterflies who have emerged from our cocoons. It is time to learn how to fly now. It is time to learn how to live an elevated life. And no one has the right to pull you down. And being on a vacation for a week with extremely low vibrational people, I made a promise to myself, like never again. Because it has taken me like 3 or 4 days of sleep to recuperate. And the sadness that I felt by being around their materialism and being around with their anger and their like focus on defining themselves because of how much money they have or how many material things and Louis Vuitton bags they have. It just completely broke my heart, and I promised myself never, ever, ever again. I'd rather live alone than deal with that. And while I'm taking it to an extreme for visualization purposes, in some ways, that's what this Knight of Pentacles in reverse is really about. Deciding what you will and will not allow. Seven of Swords. Well, there we have a message of either self-sabotage, if you continue doing something that's not good for you and you know it, or a card of deceit. I'll certainly clarify this in the comprehensive. I'm going to need to really clarify the King of Cups as well, because I want to know more about who this person is. Sometimes in the general readings they come out and it's like, okay, well, here's a King of Cups, no big deal. And then when we clarify them, it's like 5 major arcana that come out, right, kind of thing, or it's kind of a heavy hitter. So we'll see what comes out with the King of Cups and the Seven of Swords. It's a card of, you know, deceit, lying, someone's not being honest. Are you doing that to yourself? Is someone doing that to you? Are you doing that to someone else? It's going to be different for each of you. But be honest. If you're doing it to yourself, be honest. Now's the time. And now, like I said in the beginning, it's time to love no matter what. To love someone else, even though they've hurt you, is one of the hardest things because it requires true forgiveness. To love yourself is also seemingly one of the hardest things because it requires forgiveness. Ace of Pentacles reversed. Whatever it is you are... Look, the things that you are able to manifest this month are not in the material realm. I wouldn't search for material compensation at this time. What I would search for, if I were you, is spiritual manifestation and manifesting understanding, manifesting clarity and truth in your life. King of Swords, a card of Aquarius. Mars in Aquarius, going retrograde in your 8th house. Okay, so we're getting the Scorpio Aquarius combo happening here, okay? Scorpio and Aquarius are two signs that don't mix well. It's a very interesting connection. It doesn't need necessarily mean people, it's just the archetypes. Because one is so elevated and one is so incredibly deep. And it's hard for them to mix. It is like oil and water. And the mind is going to be as active as the heart. The mind is going to be as active as the soul. And somewhere along the line, you're going to have to figure out how to mesh the two in a positive way. King of Swords can be someone, again, that is also seemingly unattainable. Can be someone that is difficult to understand, difficult to grasp. There's an air of absence. There's an observing quality with the King of Swords as well. Almost like a voyeur. Voyeurism. Watching life pass them by. It's not a good month for a lot of action. It is a good month for service, even though you might not want to be service-oriented right now. It is probably one of the best ways for you to really come in contact with your soul's true needs and desires. Oh, we're getting 3 off the top here. Okay. 8 of Swords, Knight of Cups, and 7 of Cups. There is something going on in this row here that very possibly you either aren't admitting to yourself, you're either lying to yourself, or that you really just don't know. Please use that super sharp Cancerian intuition, please. I know that this person is confusing the bejesus out of you. I know that this situation is like, oh my God, what do I do? I'm looking at the clock, it's 9:33. So 22:22 on my time. Like, I can't even believe it. All these like master numbers flying out at me. So I know I'm onto something for at least one of you out there. And there's an indication of secrecy, an indication of what do I do, what do I do, what do I do. And in some ways right now, this Knight of Cups is really telling me to tell you to follow your heart. That can be one of the hardest things to do, because you're going to need to clarify the difference between what your heart is telling you and what your head is telling you. I'll tell you in this instance, your heart is speaking truth. And once your head comes into alignment with your heart, the decision will be easy. Whatever that decision truly is. For many of you, it is turning your back on something and leaving something behind. It is cleansing. It is getting an energy out of your life. And if that's what you need to do, then that's what you need to do. Okay? So definitely some things to clarify in the comprehensive. So I really do hope to see you there. If not, I will, that link, by the way, will be down below in the description box. If not, then I will see you next month. Happy birthday. Good luck. Take care. Bye-bye.